Howdy, folks. Today we're looking at Adventures of the Outsiders number 37 from 1986 in DC Comics. And a special welcome today, friends, to the 900th episode of Tegan Reads a Comic Book. We have quite a treat today as we crack open one of the oldest intact comics in my personal collection, purchased from the 7-Eleven in Carnelian Bay, California, by yours truly. For some strange reason known only to me as a small child, Outsiders was one of the first superhero books to earn my periodic loyalty, both with and without Batman. In hindsight, of course, it's plain as day that young me responded with enthusiasm to the early Alan Davis art, a run that concluded just prior to this issue. But Davis is nowhere to be found here, as the present specimen features the work of none other than the great Trevor Von Eeden. There are worse ways to learn the ins and outs of how comic books work than to spend long hours as a child poring over the panels of a Von Eeden art job. Now, of course, I can look back and see this was a strange period in the history of the title, with the team having lost Batman as their center square and moving into a post-crisis status quo that translated to a shift to Baxter paper printing for the team's primary book, relegating this series to newsprint reprints hitting the 7-Eleven many months after the fact. This curious strategy was utilized on a number of the company's most popular books at the time and has not been judged a success by posterity. But again, hindsight is 2020. Anyway, the issue at hand features the team on a cruise ship vacation where they just happen to run into the sinister machinations of the Marine Marauder, who mocks her first appearance here. 5-year-old me was absolutely certain she must be a huge deal. After all, she made short work of Looker and Halo, and she has green hair. Well, the joke's on them, because I still think the Marine Marauder is a big deal. She's awesome, and she should have had her own series by now, swimming around the oceans of the world with a skin-tight leotard and green mohawk. The most interesting aspect of the book is actually the editorial note promising that writer Mike W. Barr of Camelot 3000 fame was about to take over scripting Detective Comics with Davis on art, alongside the newly refurbished Batman flagship, which would feature Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli on the apical Year One, a storyline originally slated to be drawn by Von Eeden. We can still be disappointed by that 40 years after the fact.